Hello, my friends and fellow speakers. I'm Ryan, the Speaker for the Dead, coming to you today on the road. So I have some time to actually make a video today. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the first presidential debate last night. Now, I know half of everybody just went, no, and ran away from the internet, screaming as you go. But here's the problem. It was awful. It was so bad. I listened to the whole thing, and throughout the whole thing, I kept just wanting to turn it off. And I'm a very interested in politics kind of guy. But it was annoying. It was obnoxious. Everybody was talking over everybody. Chris Wallace was debating Donald Trump as much as Joe Biden was. And I felt like that's why President Trump was interrupting as much as he was, is because he felt like he wasn't getting a fair shake. And yet, like, his interrupting was, like, really problematic for me, because I'm just like, the best thing to do with a fool is get out of their way and let them be a fool. And he didn't do that last night. Now, I'm full disclosure here, I'm probably voting for Donald Trump. I did not vote for him the first time around. I didn't like him or Hillary Clinton. But what he's done as president has kind of convinced me that he's the guy I want to vote for. Now, I still don't like him personally. I find him very brash, very rude, very self-aggrandizing. But overall, what he's done for our country has been fantastic. And at least with him, I know that one fact. He loves this country. He cares about this country. Okay, this isn't a PSA for Donald Trump. Okay, this is just really the whole debate last night was just, oh my gosh, everybody talking over everybody. But the worst part was Donald Trump getting called names by Joe Biden. When Joe Biden got flustered and couldn't refute Donald Trump's points, he started calling him names. He called him a clown, I don't know how many times. He called him a liar. He called him a racist. Multiple times. He just sat there and called. And to Donald Trump's credit, never once did I hear him retaliate with name calling. He stuck very much to the points he was trying to make and very much the issues that he was trying to get at. But neither one of them, I felt like, really got at the issues. They were just there attacking each other. And I kept waiting for somebody to say something of substance, to really give us some meat and potatoes. Where's the serious debate on the issues? It's like they started down those roads a couple of times, and then the next thing you knew, they were like off in La La Land talking about Joe Biden's son and Trump's taxes, and I'm just like, what the hell does that have to do with what's going on in healthcare? What the hell does that have to do with the rioting that's going on? Nobody really ever touched on that. When they did, it was like they touched on it, and then it was like, oh, that's hot. We're going to run over here and talk about this other asinine subject that doesn't mean anything to anybody. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm interested in Trump's taxes and all those other side issues, but those things don't affect my life. Okay? They don't affect my life, other than the corruption that Joe Biden appears to be involved in, with getting his son deals and stuff like that with foreign countries that are not friends to us. But I don't care about Donald Trump's taxes, to be quite honest with you, any more than I care about Joe Biden's taxes. I don't care. I don't care about their taxes. Okay? As long as they're following the law, that's all I care about. Whether the law is fair or not fair towards rich people or poor people or whatever, have that debate. But don't talk about individuals' taxes. It's, if they're following the law, then they're following the law. But Donald Trump didn't write the tax code. Donald Trump passed some tax breaks for people, for businesses, which thank goodness he did. I don't know if you guys did, but everybody in my industry got raises because of it. Because it was incentivized for these companies that got big breaks to give that money in pay raises to their workers. Everybody I know in the trucking industry got pay raises. And an increase in salary. So, I mean, and I know loads of people got that across massive amounts of industries because the companies weren't having to pay so damn much money in taxes, they could pay their workers higher wages. And that's the problem. Most of these companies would pay more, but they are paying billions, millions, whatever, depending on the size of your business, how big, paying huge tax bills to the government to fund programs that are largely ineffective and are corrupted. Just so much is broken and nobody's talking about the real issues. And Chris Wallace, which I thought he was going to be fantastic. I thought he'll be fair and balanced to everybody. And no, he wasn't. He interrupted Donald Trump more than I mean, seriously, he was debating Donald Trump as much as Joe Biden was. And not because he needed to, but because he wanted to. He kept jumping in to try and save Joe Biden. Now, I do agree that President Trump should not have been interrupting during the 2 minutes that he agreed to. He should have been quiet, he should have been respectful, and not talked during that time. But at the same time, every time Joe Biden opened his mouth, he said such flagrant untruths and personal attacks against the president. I could see why President Trump tried to jump in and stop that. Because, I mean, to sit there and just let people spew lies about you is, I mean, he's had to deal with that for 3.5 years. Over 3.5 years now. That every day there's a new lie and a new falsehood spun about him. He went through an impeachment trial that was a complete sham and a complete joke. There was no merit to it whatsoever. And the more we learn about it, the more we find out that's absolutely the case. The Democrats were just trying to unseat a sitting president that they didn't like, who wasn't going to take their shit like every other Republican president has done for who knows how long. Now, granted, I'm a conservative, so I am more biased towards the Republican, but I'm not a Republican because I can't stand 90% of what the Republicans are doing these days. And I'm not in a complete agreement with what Donald Trump has done or wanted to do, but he's done a lot of really good stuff. Way, way, way better than I ever thought. If you had told me 3.5 years ago what he was seriously going to do, because he said all this stuff, but I didn't believe it. Because I'm so used to Republican presidents saying whatever they got to say, and then when they get in there, they play patty cake under the table with the Democrats, and we get more progressive crap done. But President Trump hasn't done that. He stood strong on a lot of this stuff, and he tried to reach across the aisle, I don't know how many times, only to be attacked and rebuffed by every Democrat he reached out to. I mean, in the first couple of years, he really tried, and they just attacked him every time he did it, so he stopped, and I don't blame him. But what we got last night was not helpful. I mean, I already know who I'm voting for, but I wanted to see, something of substance get talked about for people who aren't me, for people who haven't made up their minds. But that's not what we got last night. We got yelling and personal attacks and everybody screaming at everybody. Chris Wallace trying to shut President Trump up the entire freaking evening. When he was being attacked, never once did the moderator jump in and say, hey, don't call people names. Mr. Vice President, former Vice President, you don't need to call him names. I don't care what he's doing. You don't call somebody names in a debate. Okay? He's not calling you names. Don't you call him names. And he should have been rebuked for that. I don't know how many times. Because I don't remember, and maybe I missed it, I don't remember Donald Trump ever calling him a personal name or personally attacking him with a name. Not once. I think he did accuse him of lying, but he didn't actually say, you're a liar. He was telling, but Biden was lying. And he was lying about Donald Trump being a liar. Donald Trump, yeah, he's told lies. Everybody tells lies, and I'm not okay with that. I'm just saying, I don't know. It was nuts. It was unhelpful, unproductive, just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for 94 minutes last night. Anyway, that's my take on it. Happy video, huh? You know, but our country is in too much trouble, too divided, with too many problems to be watching our presidential campaign, our presidential candidates sniping at each other like little children. And to a certain extent, they were both doing it. It's just this. I don't know. I found myself just tired after the debate. I'm like worn out. I was like trying to listen to who was speaking over who and what was being said. I mean, it was work. It was work to watch that debate last night. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts and feelings are. If you don't agree with me, that's cool too. If you want to vote for Joe Biden, okay, all right, you must have your reasons, and I'm not going to fault you for that. I absolutely disagree with you on it, but hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion and their choices. That's what makes this America. That's what makes this a great republic. We're not a democracy, by the way. Whenever I hear people say that, I just want to punch somebody in the throat. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. We are a democratic republic, but we are not a democracy, and never have been. So, and nobody listens, because in a democracy, majority rules and everybody else gets screwed. And we've never been that way. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like I said, let me know what you think, feel, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye now.